Hi, welcome to the 1 Liter Podcast. You will watch us drinking 1 liters of beer whilst talking about shies. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the 1 Liter.
Prost!
Prost!
Ja!
Fruity drink.
Fruity!
Welcome to the 1 Liter Podcast. You're already laughing? Keep that drink in your mouth, boy!
Never again.
Never again.
It's like, it's like, Prost! It's like, and the slap, followed by the slap. The first gulp.
You're welcome.
Oh, welcome everyone.
Welcome.
Oh,
Yes.
welcome to the branch.
The branch.
The branch of knowledge that we're going to extend up your ass. Imagine sitting on top of. Do you know what's funny?
Tell me what's funny.
I would love to plant a tree in a spot and then put a statue with a hole where the butt is and then a hole where the mouth is. So the statue's like, oh, or something like that.
And let it grow.
And then it grows to the guy's ass.
Comes out the top. I like that.
We should sell that.
It would have to be, that's an artwork that takes years to make.
Oh, yeah. Like,
that shit is dedication.
what's that famous quote? It goes, something, they will, the beautiful thing is that we plant trees knowing we'll never see them at their,
Yes.
it's like one of those, things. But, yeah.
Beautiful.
What's
Best
new?
trees were-
What's new, man?
You know what was on Sunday? You do know what was on Sunday? Sydney Marathon.
Sydney Marathon, that's right. Yeah, my
Marathon, and my mum did it.
yeah.
Mum flew down to Sydney and did the marathon. Crazy. It was like 30, it got to 28 degrees, I think.
Mm.
Like, very hot. Like a lot of people collapsed. I don't think
Really?
anyone died. It was, they
That's
said there was,
usual though, right? People collapsing and shit.
yeah, but like sometimes people die. There was, last time I checked, which was like at the start of the week, there was 6 people in serious conditions in hospital.
Heat stroke.
Probably, but like from running, man, that's crazy.
Mm.
But I was being support crew, so I like bought. She was like, "I'm gonna need an iced coffee," and bought an iced coffee because they came past here, like because I'm in Centennial Park in Sydney, so they came past here like 3 or 4 times where we could just walk and intersect. So we would see her and we'd be tracking her on the app, and I would like run alongside her and hand her an iced coffee, and she'd have a couple of sips.
Could she talk, or was she just too like?
Yeah. Yeah, she could talk. She was running. She wasn't running like a fast pace. She just wanted to pace herself the whole time at her proper pace. She did a PB,
What was her time?
not quick, but 5 hours, 28 minutes.
That's wicked. That is wicked.
I mean, like the world record is 2 hours. That's so fucked up.
Freak.
It's a
Did-
long time running. I did park run, which is 5 kilometers the day before. It's every Saturday morning in the park. And mum does that all the time up in Queensland. So she was like, come to park. Are you coming to park run? I was like, okay. I did park run, and the one in Sydney, it's like you don't run on the road. You're like running on like the horse tracks and like
The
dirt.
gravel kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's like dirt and grass, so it's uneven ground.
Yeah.
And I wear like barefoot shoes when I do it.
Yeah.
It fucked my shit up. Like,
Really?
my feet were so sore, and the next day my knee was sore. I was like,
Mm.
what have I done?
Mm.
Am I getting old?
Did you stretch well beforehand? Though?
Not at all.
Bro,
This
you
is
didn't
at
stretch.
like 7 a.m. This is a 5K run. And I was like yogging. Like it was
Bro.
slow.
in defense, so I'd never really stretch for anything. The only thing I stretch for is when I'm doing legs at the gym.
Mm.
But I'll go up if I'm doing chest. I'll do the and
It's
stuff.
not really a
but,
stretch. It's just you just like fitting in at
Yeah,
the gym. Like,
yeah.
ah.
but I'll do like squats and I'll like do like the hip flexes and I'll do all the. I'll. My ex used to be a dancer, so when we studied acting together, she used to sit there. We'd all be like stretching in the morning, doing a vocal warm ups and shit, and I'd see her and I was like, "You're so limber. What are you doing there?" And she'd be like, "Oh, let me show you," and like she'd show me how to do it. And I like to this day, I still kind of do those kind of stretches for my hips,
Mm.
hammies, and legs and stuff,
I would
calves.
love to be more flexible. I would love to do like a stretching routine in the morning or something. Like
Mm,
I even put it in my diary once. Like I put out half an hour in the morning. Like it's like I'll set my alarm half an hour earlier. It'll be stretching and breathing exercises. Did I ever do it? Not
mm,
once. Not
mm.
once. Every morning I'd see the event. I'd be like, but bed.
Yeah,
Bed.
sleepy innie.
Sleepy in.
Yeah, I think if I was
But it's
back in
also
Brisbane,
winter.
yeah, like we were saying, like I think I was if I was. I always felt more inclined to do things in Brisbane because it was like always warm. You get up, you wake up in the morning, and you could just like be naked walking to the shower. You're not like, oh, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's
Yeah,
winter, it's winter. You like, you get out, you dry yourself, and you're not freezing when you get out of the shower.
exactly. I love it.
So did your mum stretch a lot before the run?
She I th- she was up really early, so she was going to catch public transport up to the start line because they start across the bridge and there's
And
a
they
bunch of
closed all the
roads.
roads off.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was like, don't be doing that. So I dropped her off there for 6 a.m.,
Mm,
but she would have been awake since like before 5 a.m.
mm,
And she gets really excited, so she's like up and just bouncing around and stuff and like
mm,
getting all worked up and nervous and excited. And I was like, so much energy.
mm,
So I drove her there and then drove back and then just went back to sleep for a bit.
mm.
And then we like got up because like they started by the time they got to the park was like 10 a.m. They started at 7
Fuck, dude, it's so long. Where was the starting point again? Sorry.
above the harbour bridge. They run across the harbour bridge. They
So
shut the
on the
harbour bridge.
north side
Yeah,
of the
on the north
bridge.
side of
Yeah.
the harbour bridge, and they come this way. Then they go all the way to Barangaroo and like around to the Anzac Bridge, and then back through the city, down here to the
A lot of
park.
hills, man.
So
Huge hills, like past museum and shit.
yeah, it wouldn't be crazy hills, but it's definitely up and down.
Steep. Yeah, yeah.
And Mum was saying she prefers that because she's done a half marathon at the Gold Coast or Sunshine Coast or something, and it's really flat. And she said it's more difficult because your legs like seize up because you're just doing the constant same thing.
Mm, mm.
Whereas when you're doing up and down, you got like hill, and then on the downhill you can just like let loose and shake your legs out a
Lactics
bit.
moving
Yeah,
around. Yeah.
exactly.
How was she at the end of it though?
She was fine. Like she's
She
only
wasn't
done
like,
Nah, she's only ever done one other full marathon, which was 8 years ago, and she was really wrecked after that one, and like her feet were all messed up. But this time she like was fully prepared. She ate a bunch of carbs the day before, and she had like um carb snacks throughout, and all the gels and all the water, and like had taped up her feet and toes and stuff, and she's fucking sweet.
damn,
Like,
dude.
damn, son, you just ran for 5.5 hours.
Looks like fucking Street Fighter character with all the tape.
Mm.
All right, here's a cool question. And congratulations. That's so cool, man. That's
Wild.
yeah. Your mother's obviously gonna listen to this, isn't she?
Mhm.
Congratulations, Ma. Well done. I wish I could have been there. Unfortunately, I was filming, but yeah, it would have been nice to see you and cheer you on. Um, if you were a runner and you could run, it's kind of like when you play video games like Mario Kart. You're like, oh, which level are we gonna play? Are we gonna play the rainbow and space track, or are we gonna play like the Peach's Castle track? Are we gonna play the lava track?
Mm.
If you could jog for 5 hours in anywhere in the world, where would you want to do it?
For 5 hours,
No, let's say you do like a
you wanted to do a marathon with a view.
yeah, let's not focus on how long it is. Let's just say a marathon with a view. Enough of a distance to where you're like, "Oh fuck, I'm really getting a good look at this place."
Yeah. Oh, you'd want to do somewhere epic. Like let's say you were just super fit.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
You wanna-
Everything's taken care
I'd
of.
want to
your
run like
nutrition.
I'd
Yeah,
want to run like the Inca Trail in South America. Like the
true.
one that goes to like Machu Picchu and it's
Oh,
like
where
through
like
all the mountains.
the cars are like on
That's
the side of the
crazy.
road and fall off and shit. Did the trucks ever fall off the side of the Inca Trail? Like, is that a
I don't know
fucking
if it's
thing?
on the Inca,
Because
but
I've met
there's like
people who like are on the fucking they're in the bus and they're like, bro, if this driver's like, is he safe? Like, because we're
yeah,
like tipping over the
yeah,
edge, you know?
that shit's scary. I've seen a video where the bus goes over,
Mm.
but like everyone's out of it, but the bus driver he gone.
Laters, Pablo.
Yeah. But I think that's more in Asia, I think. They got like those crazy roads like in
Yeah,
China and stuff, the Chinese mountains.
yeah.
Absolutely nuts. But no, I would do like Inca Trail for a run. My cousin in America. So I've told you about my little brother. He's got a van over in America at the moment. He's driving around. He drove down from Canada.
Mm.
He just made it to their place, to my auntie and uncles, and my cousin is a
Anaheim, was it?
crazy. Um,
Pasadena?
no, in LA.
Yeah, yeah.
They're
Where
like inland LA, upland.
was it? Anaheim or Pasadena? What did you say? Where was it?
What where they live?
Yeah,
No, it's upland. It's inland from LA.
the place is called Upland.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, cool, cool. I thought
yeah.
you
It's
said
like
that,
it's California.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
I knew
no,
it
my
was in
other one's Albuquerque
Albuquerque, New
in New
Mexico. No,
Mexico.
I knew
Yeah.
that, but you said when you had that terrible fucking time and you stayed and your auntie picked you up.
Oh yeah.
Where did they take you back to? What was the? It
Um.
was like Pasadena or something like that,
Oh
or
no, the airport near them was the. Starts with an O.
Orange County.
No, I
Oh, that's
forgot
right.
now.
Anyways,
Um, he's a crazy, crazy trail runner, like 100 kilometer
your
plus,
American
100.
uncle,
Like yeah,
the
no,
one who's
no,
like, oh,
cousin,
yeah,
younger
yeah,
cousin than me. Yeah, he's got like long hair, like past past the nipples,
full Californian.
full beard. Um, and he does like he's training for like 100-mile races. That's 166 kilometers. And he's about to do, because David's there now, my little brother, and he was like, "Oh, let's go to. Do you want to come to the Grand Canyon?" So they're going to the Grand Canyon this
Have you
weekend.
been?
I've been to parts of it. Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
But they're going this weekend, and my cousin's doing a 10-hour run there through like the Grand Canyon. And my brother's like, "I will not be doing that." And he's fit at the moment. He just did tree planting, which
Mm.
is like a crazy physical job, it turns out. Like you're just running
We should have
backwards and
told
forwards.
David to set up some gnome statues so the plants could grow through their asses.
Oh my God.
You gotta
'Cause
tell
they're
David about
literally
that.
planting trees that are like little, tiny little shrubs. So you
Yeah.
just pop a gnome over the top.
David, if you're listening, get onto it. Oh,
But yeah, David's fit at the moment. He did like a beach run, like on sand.
true.
And it was like
That's not easy.
it was like some crazy pace too. I was like, damn, son.
Um, for me, I'd want to go to a place I've never been before to see the sights. I could say like the Sahara Desert, or I could say like Vietnam, where it's
Because
nice.
we're saying like conditions don't matter, right?
Yeah. Like I could have like those beautiful rice paddies, or I could see the desert, but I feel like that would get boring. So for me, I would probably choose like New York or Japan. Imagine doing just like running through New from like maybe like upstate New York, not upstate, but I don't know how far up New York to New Jersey or something like that. And you finish
Mm,
in New Jersey.
run through Manhattan or something.
Mm.
Have you seen the progress on the Sphere you've seen the Las Vegas Sphere?
Yeah,
Yeah, and it's got the crazy LED outside.
they change
The
it.
inside is fucking mental. The inside's going to be like this theater basically, but it's going to have this screen that just wraps around the top of like where you're seated,
It's
the
like it's
auditorium.
like a planetarium.
The planetarium, like literally. It's going to have this massive round screen. So imagine seeing a show there of anything, like even a musician. It'd be fucking dope.
Mm.
Or imagine watching like a movie that was made for VR.
IMAX and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
VR, and like you've
Oh
got
yeah.
like the all around, like you look up and it's actually the sky, and then you look down and that's where shit's happening.
Mm. You know what I think is absolutely amazing, and I should be taking it up more often. Or especially with Dendy cinemas, all the time they'll play old movie classics. I remember being young and hiring out VHSs from Video Easy or Blockbuster and being like, "Man, I'm bummed. I'm never going to get to see Ghostbusters from the '80s in big screen." And they're like, "Oh, Dendy, we're going to play fucking Apocalypse Now and Ghostbusters and Scarface and the big screen." It's
Where's this?
like cinemas everywhere do it. Like if
Yeah,
you
they do like the old school stuff.
Hoyts, like I've because my local East Gardens cinema is Hoyts, right?
Mm.
So I was like, when I went and saw Barbie, they were like, "Oh, sign up. It's like fucking $1.05 and you get like discounts on everything." And I was like, "Fucking why not?" Like I
Mm.
used to have a Denny membership. I'll get
sign up.
Hoyts. And dude, like they're like, "What? You're playing fucking? You're playing this? Holy shit!" And then I'm like, "Oh," and I'll save that in my calendar. It's like the only time I use my calendar is to save to go and see old films on the big screen. And then I'm like, oh, but bed's good. I'll stay in bed on a Saturday night, you know?
Same
So
as
it's like,
stretching.
dude,
Yeah, but
exactly.
bed.
Yeah, but bed, yeah. It's like bring your dude, if we created a cinema where you could sleep overnight and there's security who watches you and they have like goggles so and nobody fucks with you or steals your shit. Let me say that again because I want to snip this. If we created a cinema where you could actually go there, eat food, and it's like kind of like gold class where everyone
Yeah.
has their own spots, and you could just sleep there. That would be sick. So that way, if you want to go and see old classic films on the big screen, or whatever, you can just be like, eat popcorn, and fall asleep.
Fall asleep. It'd be like first class, but in a movie. You
Yeah.
just fold down into a bed.
Yeah, you
With a
wouldn't
big
feel
screen.
obliged. Like my brother, for instance, like he's always been the dude who would not sit down and watch a movie. He'd be out living his life. Like, what is a phone? I don't need this. He was like, I admire him for that. And I remember he fell asleep through like the Lord of the Rings.
Oh.
I remember when I was younger, he took me and my brother and his girlfriend and his friends. We all went and saw School of Rock. And he fell asleep through School of Rock. And I was just like, we need to cater to people like my brother, right? So
Yeah.
if I want to get this dude out to a movie,
He's not going to remember any of the movie. Like, it's going to
Exactly.
encourage you to sleep through the movie. Also,
that's true.
people are
but,
just going to be banging in the cinema.
oh my God, I didn't think of that.
People are just going to be rooting. You can't. No blankets supplied.
Dude, you know back in the day they used to have no blankets? Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
Yeah. We
Like-
see you.
It flips you. It's like if it rumbles to a certain point, it just tips you down. Dude, back in the
Sits
day
you
they
back
used to
up.
have fucking like porno cinemas. Back in the day. It was like a real thing.
No
Like
way.
in New York and all those places, they had porno cinemas, so you could go in there and just like you'd go in there and sticky fucking floors, and you'd sit there, and then like someone would come in and be like shine a torch, and there'd be like 3 seedy dudes jerking off and shit.
Oh, God.
Like that's a thing. Can you
That's so-
imagine?
They've got live sex shows. Have you seen,
No,
have you
no,
seen
not live sex shows. They were just like everyone would. It was like
they were just
going-
watching a porno.
yeah, on a big screen,
Like a
movie.
production porno.
Yeah, the old 70s.
Really strange.
He'd be like, "Come here, girl. Come on, now, Johnny." And yeah, sorry, dude. When I've watched pornos, and obviously we don't really care about the stories, but sometimes a story will really draw me in.
You need the
And
story.
you're like,
oh my God, I'm so invested.
yeah, but not just that. You're like, this is really making me horny. Like this is
The
is like,
storyline is
this
what.
is so hot.
Yeah, the
like-
storyline is what makes you want to watch it.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. The rest, I get it.
Yeah,
Like I've seen this before.
I could be that pizza man. You know? He opened
I
the
could
door.
be that delivery guy.
Yeah, those 3 chicks, they asked for Supreme. He gave them meat lovers. They're all vegetarians. But he changes their mind when he gives them their meat. It's genius, dude. It's like, I dig this.
Now they've become meat lovers.
yeah, exactly. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh,
No, I get
fuck.
that. I get that. But the live sex shows, have you, like in Amsterdam, I've been to one of those. That's very strange.
Oh, like the red light district. Wait. So
They're live sex shows.
are you standing behind a glass, or are you sitting in a room with
You're
people?
sitting in a room, and it's like the smallest little theater. So the seats are like really small. Like basically the next seat was on my knees.
elbows are
Like
touching.
smaller than an airplane seat.
Worse than
And
economy.
then trying to squeeze in there. And then you're sitting there, and there's literally they do like there's maybe like 4 or 5 acts of different couples, and they like close the curtain, open the curtain, and this couple's just like going at it, and she's like
Hang
giving
on.
him head, and
So as soon as the curtain opens, are they already going at it, or do they
Yeah,
kind of just
yeah,
like
yeah, basically.
work their way into it?
I'm assuming they're just on like Viagra all night,
Yeah.
and because the dudes are just like ripe and ready to go, and they're just going at it, and you're like,
Do you get the gross shot where it's just the back of the guy thrusting in it, and you're like, oh, I don't want to see this dude's ass?
Well, no, they make like a full show of it. Like they've practiced routines, basically. Like he's twirling around her legs and stuff, and like throwing her around. Like it's real. Like, and it's so strange because you're like, they're really doing that right there, and you like you're in with a crowd of people. Like there's no part of it that turned me on.
Yeah. Oh
It was
no,
just
no
very
worry.
strange. I was
Can
like,
I ask
oh.
you, when you were there, I want to ask you a couple of things because like I'm just my first thing is like I'm imagining it was hot in there.
Yeah, it was pretty warm. Yeah.
Did it have that gross sweat sex
Nah,
smell? Oh,
nah.
that's good. And also, were you? Do you know? Have you ever been in a? You said you've rarely ever meditated, but do you know being in school or something like that, and the teacher would be like, "Everyone, close your eyes," and you close your eyes and you open your eyes and you look around to see if anyone's open.
See
Was
if
it like
anyone
that?
else is
Were you kind of like
peeking.
looking around at people like? Are we all here for this? Like, would you ever make eye contact with randoms and they'd be like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
Well, it's like that's literally the attraction, right? People,
Right.
it's just all tourists going. It's not someone going, I'm going to go watch a sex show like I do every week.
Also, there wasn't.
It's just like tourists going,
Yeah.
oh, we got to go see a sex show. And then everyone's like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah. And then you hear these weird shows in like Tijuana, Mexico, where like a chick fucks a donkey or something ridiculous. It's
yeah.
like, dude,
No, this is like full commercialized. This is
I don't think I
Amsterdam.
could see two people fucking, let alone.
No, this is very commercial. This is very
very commercial. There's
Amsterdam.
like she's got Pepsi tattooed
There's
on her
big,
ass.
There's big queues and stuff out the front of like the most famous ones. It's crazy.
There's pictures like, hey, Paul McCartney visited us, and it's like he signed the picture and shit.
Oh yeah, I think it was like actually they do like in between the acts they do like a bit of like a show and like dressed up and stuff and they got like a dude that was there with like a bunch of mates. Must have been his birthday or something, and they got him up on stage and were like whipping him and stuff. It was real weird. I think.
Did they toss his salad?
No, they didn't.
Oh, well, what's the point of getting up then?
But like when you're walking through the red light district, you haven't been to Amsterdam, have you?
Nah.
It's very strange. You're walking down these like really, really narrow alleyways. Like they're weirdly narrow. Like you're like scooting past people. Like, oh, excuse me. Oh, yep, we're touching shoulders. Like that narrow. And then there's just glass doors. And you can see like the lights,
Women,
like purple lights
yeah.
and red lights coming out of
Do
them.
they dance or do they just stand there and flash you?
They're just bored.
They're
like on their phone.
Are they butt naked or are they clothed?
No, they got like little what's it called, lingerie on,
Right.
but they're bored,
Yeah, true.
chewing gum and stuff. They're like, who's gonna pay for it?
And what, you have sex with them?
Yeah. You
Oh my
you go
God.
in and like you can basically they're there to advertise, and then
See, here's the thing about me, right? Like I'm a simple man. Like I like ogling women. Like not in a disrespectful way, but like as any man sitting there minding their business and a woman sitting next to them and are sitting across them on a train or something, she's got big breasts, he's gonna be like, I have to do everything in my power not to look, but they're there. And I can't ignore that they're there, right? So here's the thing. If I am in Amsterdam and I've no doubt been taking narcotics because it's like the thing to do in Amsterdam. People go to Amsterdam to take fucking drugs and go to the red light district.
Mhm.
If I'm cooked and I see a beautiful woman, I think I'm going to be compelled to just be like, hello, like just be in a state, right?
yeah.
So,
I
like-
don't know what would happen there because I don't.
I probably said it wrong. Like I was staring, like I wouldn't sit there and just stare at a woman like a fucking psychopath, but I'm the kind of guy I'd want to.
I don't know, man.
I'd
You gotta
wanna-
go. You gotta go.
Yeah,
You gotta go and experiences because they're
If
like
I see someone
because there's
bored,
a bunch of them, right?
yeah.
They're like everywhere and they're like
Yeah, yeah.
opposite each other. They can see each other
Sounds
and you're
awesome,
walking in
dude.
between and you're like, oh,
I don't really like the idea
sounds
that
awesome.
I don't like the idea that they have to make a livelihood by selling their bodies. Like that's someone's daughter, dude.
Well,
But
that's what I
but I
that's what
think it's
keep thinking.
cool
I'm
that it's just
this- yeah, but that's what I kept thinking. I'm like, man, you could be doing something better.
I
Like,
know, right? You should
but they're
do
probably
modeling.
making bank.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But if I
Probably-
saw, I don't like people who are being bored, man. Especially as an entertainer. If I saw someone who was bored and people are just walking past, are probably like mocking them or just being like, oh, look at them, and almost treating them like an attraction. I'd want to bring them back down to reality and be like, hey, are you all good? I know you can't understand me, Svetlana, but I hope you're all right.
She's like, are you gonna pay me or what?
You'd have to pay ridiculous amounts of money over there,
Yeah,
surely.
probably. Damn.
Do you have any other, like, what was your opinion when you were single? Because I know you've done a lot of Contikis in Europe, but I know as well you've
No,
also.
not in Europe.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, because you were visiting a lot of family.
Yeah. Europe was always just solo trips by myself and checking out places. Amsterdam, I've been like 3 times now, I think.
Oh, you
Fucking
gangster.
awesome. fucking awesome. It's just such a chill place. Obviously, you're smoking weed and it makes it more chill, but like it just everyone's just cool and just
A lot of
relaxed.
Aussies when you were there each time. You'd
Nah,
hear them though. You'd hear them in the
no, I didn't.
distance.
I was in a hostel once the first time.
Was that
Never do that again.
greasy? Was that like?
That's the first and only time I've stayed in a hostel, and I
Oh,
was like,
really? I like
yeah,
hostels, man. They're fun.
yeah.
I don't like where you can't like. I don't like the
Did you go with
communal showers.
friends?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was by myself,
Yeah.
and then I was in Amsterdam, and I just wanted to chill and get high, and then you don't really have like privacy, so I was like in the bottom of my bunk, just like blazed as, trying to listen to music, and there's people around me coming in and out, and I was like,
Nah.
just chill,
You want a
guys.
nice, comfy hotel, double bed, queen,
Yeah.
with a balcony, maybe.
It was kind of cool though, because you got like the common areas, and then I would just get chatting to people and
Yeah, that's the only good side about hostels is like the sleeping, the shared bathrooms, the shared fucking kitchen,
the
like
lockers,
and
like where your stuff is.
yeah, nah.
Hate it.
No. I remember when I got to Vancouver, I just flown from San Francisco and I got to Vancouver. The two dudes I was with, they were kind of tired, but I was like hungover as fuck. And we had one other person in our room. And when we got to our room, he wasn't there, but his shit was there. So we were just like, whatever. And we are like, it's probably like 4 in the afternoon and we were knackered. And we are like, oh, you guys just want to have like a quick power nap and then we can go out and get some drinks tonight and have some dinner. And we're like,
So it was
yeah.
all your friends and then one other random
Me and two dudes and then one other random. Yeah.
poor guy.
Yeah. And so we just, it was my brother, Sean, and then our guitarist, drummer Luke. And so, we, the poor guy, yeah. But funny
Poor
story about
random.
this dude. So, anyways, we're all sleeping and I'm kind of like tossing and turning because my gut's still full of like, I need to vomit. I got the
You got all this
hostel
booze in
room's
you, yeah.
hot. I'm like, oh, fuck. And then I hear this dude come in and I didn't want to roll over and be like, hey man, how you going? Because then he would have chatted to me and I didn't want to I just wanted to sleep. So I was just like pretended to be asleep. And I was half asleep anyways. And I heard this fucking British dude go, fucking lightweights. I was just like, fuck you, cut. And then when we woke up, I was like still hungover. So the other two dudes went with him. And I just like remember going to the bathroom and like barfing.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, hostels are just not a good vibe. Like it's like sleeping in a bunk bed. It's just not comfortable, bro. You're
They
like,
probably are a good vibe if you're younger and you're just trying to do it but like
you don't
if
care
you
about
could-
those things. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I still stand by the fact if you want to just spend a bit more money, just do a Contiki. Like
For real.
you'll have the group vibe. You'll be able to socialize. You'll be sharing a room with
Do
someone.
you stay in a hostel or a hotel in a Contiki?
There's different levels, so you can like pay for a tour that's all hotel rooms, or
Is that what you've done?
yeah,
Yep.
But there's also Contikis that you can do camping Contikis.
Park benches.
Park bench staying.
Bus stops.
You just get a swag. No,
Yeah.
you literally do camping Contikis though.
Fuck
There's like
that.
you're in
I
a
hate
tent.
camping, dude.
And like that's
Gross.
I mean, people say it's really cool for like you make way more friends and it's much more social. But then for like having privacy and going back to a tent, no.
Dig this for a moment. Let's say you finally agree to do something. Let's say you're in fucking like Albuquerque, New Mexico or something. You do like a camping. Let's say you do like the desert somewhere, even Cairo, Egypt, and you do like a 3-week camping in different spots. And your Contiki, right, has no babes in it. Can you imagine how you can't go to the city? You can't go and fuck off because you're in the desert.
I don't know if
Fuck that.
I don't know if they
Fuck
do. I don't know if they even do like pure desert Contikis. I think it always visits like main spots where you can actually go out
Mm.
and or socialize locally. It's pretty. But I've heard other mine were always great, but I've heard other stories where like the tour guides were just like boring and like all the ones that I've been on, the
sucks.
tour guide would organize
He's
to
a
go
mad
out.
dude. Yeah.
Like he would be like, "We're going to this club. I'll get us a table. Who wants in?"
Are the tour guides always like from that country?
A lot of the time, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So they'll know it and they'll be, yeah, like the dude we had in America, he was just a party party animal.
That's sick. That's what you want, dude. You don't want some dude who's like, I'll take you to the library. You want a dude who's like, fucking, we got it here at 1 a.m. It's
Yeah,
gonna
if
be
I want to go to
sick."
the library, I won't do a Contiki.
Yeah. Do you know what's fucked as well? Like coming back to the no babe thing. I've had a couple of times when I was traveling where it's just like I've been in those situations because I was younger as well. I was obviously horned up. I was a fucking rhinoceros, right? I remember when I was in Jasper. I was in Jasper in Canada in this like small little town. Our hostel was on the top of this hill and there was like a small town below. The population was like 400 people or something fucking ridiculous like that.
400 people is like a village.
Yeah. And there was a lot of dudes at the hostel and there was hardly any women. There was one hot British chick. She was hot. She was about an 8. And she was humble and sweet and kind, but she was with her boyfriend. This dude was like proper British, like tall, lanky, huge nose. He looked like Nigel Thornberry. Big teeth. Hello, how are you? I remember this dude specifically. He had like a grudge against me because I think I was like real free and loose and I had tattoos and I was a bit chunky, like solid, and I was just like, hey guys, it's real. And he was like, oh, that Australian convict is a bit loud, isn't he? Yeah. And like the people I was with would go out hiking and they'd find him on a trail, and at that point in time I just wanted to like not go out as much on these fucking trails because we'd only been hiking. We hadn't drank and gone to casinos and fucked around. So I was just like, when we
Sounds
get to
horrible.
Jasper, you guys do your hiking. The hiking was sick and I love hiking, don't get me wrong, but I was just burnt out a bit from doing it. I was like, we're seeing the mountains and we're looking at squirrels and shit, but we're not getting pissed with foreigners and partying.
Locals, yeah.
So I went out, hung out with a lot of foreigners in this hostel, and they were out with them. And they said every time they ran into this British guy, he was always asking questions about me. How was he so charismatic? He's very boisterous, that Joel. I was like, oh, and I remember thinking like, and his girlfriend never spoke, and I was like, dude, how did you score this girl? And I think one night I even tried to like, I was like, hey, why are you fucking with that guy? And she was like, I'm not telling. So, anyways, it was a bad. It was a good like little stopover in Jasper, but it was kind of a bit shit because there was no talent, i.e., cute babes. But this one chick who actually worked there, she was a British backpacker who had just lived there for like 6 months, and she was like, "Oh, I've got work at a hostel, fuck it." And she was like, she wasn't. She was cute, and she was a bit chunky. She wasn't fat, but she just had she was a bit, and so I was just like. And every night we'd go and have drinks and shit. She would always join everyone in the common room and like get pissed. And I was drinking with like Belgians and Scottish and fucking Germans and shit and all that. And I was just like, fuck it. And I ended up porking her, and it was just like, I remember doing it just like the desperation. I was like, this is my life. This is what I've got here in Jasper.
This is who I am now.
We were there for like 3 days, but I was treating it like I've been day 34. I'm losing my mind. I have to fuck something.
In your little notepad. It's day 34.
Can I just say that was funny? I remember, I think I just plowed her, dude. Like I had to. Next to the hostel was like cabins, and she was staying there, and like she was on this like weird floor. It was like a 3-story cabin. Like Canada's got sick fucking infrastructure, like everything's wood, and she had to like. And the dude who ran the place was a French Canadian dude, and he always wanted to fuck her apparently. So, and like he was like a real lonely dude. He would like bitter and angry French Canadian dude who could never get any pussy. So he'd like drink himself to sleep every night. And like she was like, give me your number. And she was like, oh, you have to, because obviously you can't, your SIM card doesn't work in a foreign country. So I had to go down to this town, get a phone just to fucking root this chick. It was a weird scenario. But she was like, oh, text me at like a ridiculous hour when I'm off, and this dude's drank himself to sleep. So I had to like creep in through like a fucking window and like climb up this thing. And I remember going past his room, and he was like sleeping there with a bottle of like some kind of spirits. And he was like, it was like a movie where they're like trying to sneak past the guard in the museum. He's like, but anyways, I finished up with her, and I went back. And everyone was still in there getting wasted, dude. And I was like, thank fuck, there's something to look forward to. So I like went in there and we're all getting wasted. And then I was kind of bummed because I was just like, I had all this built up testosterone and semen, and it wasn't like a good release. It was kind of boring. So I was just like, wallowing in my own pity, drinking these fucking beers, and this dude was talking to me, and I didn't realize for ages. I was like, "Huh, what?" He's like, Swedish dude. He's like, "I'm planning on going to Australia soon. I keep hearing about these places like Byron Bay and Nimbin. Can you tell me about it?" And I was just like, "Fuck, you gotta ask me, dude. There's like a couple of Aussies here." I was like, "Yeah, man, Australia's cool. Just fucking Nimbin's cool, dude. Whatever." Blah blah blah. And I was like talking to him. I was like, "Yeah, okay." I
What do you
felt
want from me?
in hindsight, I feel bad because the dude was just being
Yeah.
nice, and I was just like,
He was just trying to find out about your country, Joel.
yeah. But
But let's talk about travel without
yeah,
talking about plowing
what's wrong with
Plow-
that?
plow-
I mean, the audience
plow-
likes that shit.
women.
Why do we travel? We travel to open our mind and be more emotionally available for the humans around us, right? We want to live an experience. Why do we want to live an experience? So we can be the best human we can be. Why? So we can find the best mate, get the best job, have the best house, have the best education for our children. Everything is revolved around either money or sex. So let's
Money or
keep
sex,
those
it's
let's
true.
keep those topics in mind, right?
Money or sex and procreation, keeping the species alive.
What else do we do if not for those things?
Yeah, it's very true.
Why do I get up every morning and go to work? Easiest one to answer. To survive and also to procreate, right?
Is it? But why do you get up and go to work? I mean, you could just go and be Amish and work on a farm.
I could
But
do
you
that.
want to live a certain lifestyle.
No, no,
That's why
no.
we get up and work.
I could be Amish on a farm, but why would I be Amish on a farm? To procreate and fucking and live, dude. To
To live
survive.
and procreate.
Yeah, like we're simple creatures. Why do we need
We
to?
are. We're just little fucking cells reproducing ourselves.
Yeah.
And then having like an experience as part of it and getting depressed and getting happy and feeling jealous and feeling envious and why can't I have a Lamborghini, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's we're weird creatures. Weird fucking creatures. Let me ask you,
Okay.
because you haven't done a Contiki, eh?
No, I haven't done a Contiki.
No, they're fucking awesome, dude. Because like we were saying with the hostel, you still get to share space. You still get to go out with people. You get to meet people. But the reason I fucking love Contiki tours is, you know, when you're traveling, the worst part is like, oh shit, like where do we have to be? Oh, we got to catch the train here, or we got to catch this flight, and then we got to go there. Then we got to get a taxi to the hotel. We got to be there at this time. We got to check in. Have you got all the fucking details for that? Like, that's the worst part about traveling, right?
Mm.
With a Contiki, it's like rock up at this hotel on this day with your bag, and then the rest is taken care of.
I do like that.
They're just like, this is what we're doing today. This is where we're going for dinner if you want to join. Some dinners are included. And then it's like, whoever wants to go out, let's meet in the lobby at 9 p.m. We'll take you to this and this club, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, they'll be like, all right, tomorrow morning, we got to leave. It's a travel day. So you go into the next city or whatever. You got to be on the bus. So be down in the lobby at 6:30 a.m. That's all you need to know.
Let me tell you what
You just got to
scares
have
me.
your alarm, 6 a.m.,
Mm.
pack your bag, roll on down. Everyone's as seedy as fuck. Just like, yeah, let's get on this bus so we can nap.
Let me tell you what scares me about what you've just described.
You're going to miss the alarm?
No. I love what you've described about the Contiki, how it's all taken care of for you.
Mm.
But here's the thing. Let's say I book a Contiki based around seeing a lot of sights and doing things like that. I love history. When it comes to history, I'll block shit out. So if I'm in the fucking let's say I'm in the Louvre in France, or I'm at the fucking some cathedral somewhere, or I'm in Rome or something looking at Da Vinci's all that, their paintings and stuff, Michelangelo's David and shit. If I'm there and there's like babes and stuff, then in my Contiki, or there's like dudes who are like trying to like buddy up with me, like, oh, you're an Aussie, bro. I'm from Australia too. I'm from Perth. Let's hang out. I'm like, please stop talking to me. I just want to study this. Like,
Yeah, but that's fine because you can be that guy. It doesn't really matter.
I don't want to alienate people though.
Nah, you won't. You just be like, this is what interests me. Or like you'll find someone else on the tour that's really interested. Because you don't have to, Like they'll do like, okay, we're gonna go here, we're gonna go sightseeing. But if it's something like a museum or something, it's probably gonna be an add-on. Or like if you're interested, we're gonna go to the museum and you
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
pay
yeah.
an extra
True.
ticket kind of thing.
Usually it's more based around living up the
Usually
best, huh?
you get into the city, they'll do like a little city tour or they'll stop at one place, you get out, you do a little walking tour, the guide will know what to look at and he'll be like, this is there, this is there.
Do you kind of feel lame, like if you're in a city and the tour guide's like pointing things out and the locals are like fucking tourists?
Nah, because that's where you are and you just embrace it.
But is it like, all right, guys, over here is the
No, no,
da-da-da?
no, no,
It's
no,
not
no.
that loud and lame.
It's not one of those.
Is he kind of just like, this over here is the where John Hancock shot Mr. Pickles?
Yeah,
Kinda like that.
exactly.
Yeah, right.
It's real good. You should do one.
It's real good.
It's real good.
No, dude, I
I'm a
want
big
to.
advocate for Contiki's,
Mm.
but it's the only tour company I've ever used, so
Yeah.
I don't know any other ones.
Bro, you've just. I have like. I'm like I'm 31 now, but I still fantasize about things. I still daydream.
4
And-
years to go.
What?
Contiki's up to 35.
Oh, cool. Yeah, perfect. I love the idea of like just going on a Contiki somewhere and just like I described, everyone's just like loud and just wants to go into the next place and get fucked up. And like I'm like looking at a statue and like one of the chicks in my Contiki I hadn't noticed stands next to me and she's like beautiful and humble and like just really wholesome. She's
And
like,
she just leans over and whispers into your ear and she's like, do you know why they all had small penises back then?
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You're like, I don't.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah. Did you stop? I was gonna be like, she's like, yeah, it's actually they actually got the timestamp wrong. It's actually 1842 when Custer was killed at the Little Bighorn or something.
And it's an
I would-
American girl?
Yeah,
By
I'd be
the
like,
sounds of it.
I'd be like, I'm done. Let's get married
You'll
now.
be, you'll be like,
I
you'll be
found
like,
the one.
you'll be like, Jono, come over here. Can you hold my phone for a sec? Just get this on video. You just get down on one
Yeah.
knee in front of the statue.
Yeah.
Proposal, Contiki
Oh,
proposal.
for sure, dude.
Boom.
I'd fall
Straight
out.
in. That'd be your wife right there.
I
That's
love
what
the
you need.
idea. I'm really keen on the idea of finding a foreign girl because
That's a terrible idea.
no, because I like the idea of like living in Australia and Sydney and then them being like, hey, look, I'm going back home for Christmas. Do you want to come? And I'm like, fuck yes, I do. And then just not having to worry about hotels and all this. We just got to worry about flights. And then like
Yeah.
we get there and there's like maybe she's a hot American chick and her family's got a fucking. They live in Miami or they live in Florida and they got like she's rich. And so I get there, it's like a big fucking.
This just turned into a massive fantasy. You're just like,
turkey
oh,
dinner and shit. Yeah, it's
you're
like,
like, I like the idea of a foreign girl because she's rich.
Yeah,
and we're in Miami.
dude, jet skis in her fucking lagoon. Blue Lagoon.
You do backflips on a jet ski. You're like, thanks, babe.
Yeah, dude. But what I like as well about that idea, maybe Europe would have that, but I like the idea of like mainly Americans because I feel like Americans are probably wowed easier. And because Americans are very shut off.
What is he?
Wowed.
Wowed. Yeah.
Because if you go to anywhere else in the world other than America, they know who the fuck Australians are. They know how we live. They know
Other
what
than
kind of-
America,
Yeah, yeah.
Americans know who the fuck
Americans
Australians
know
are.
who we are, but like like Americans are so everything revolves around America. America is America's its own fucking planet, and everyone else is an illegal alien, right?
But they love us.
I know they love us, but we're like a gimmick to them. Like they're like, oh, kangaroos, Vegemite, shrimp on the barbie, and you'd be like, if I went up to a random American and said, do you know what my president's name is? They'd be like, I don't. They wouldn't
Then
know
you'd
that
be
we
like,
have a prime minister.
Yeah.
You know? Like all
Who
that
the fuck
shit.
does? I don't even know who our prime minister. No, I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
But
But he hasn't
that's
been
the thing.
on the media enough for me to even notice anything about him.
Yeah.
Is he doing stuff?
I don't know.
What does he do?
Fuck.
Alba
Albanese.
Squeezy?
Yeah. But here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I'm getting back to it. So I meet this hot foreign chick over here. I go.
The Miami girl.
That's the Miami guy. I go back to her place. Her fucking dad's a general, right? I don't know what. He's rich as fuck. Her whole family's rich. She's got Ivy League siblings, and the dad's a hard ass, right? He meets me. Of all the people her daughter brings home, she brings home this fucking Australian. Automatically, he's got this stereotype of me of being this rugged crocodile hunter who surfs, right? So I'm like, hey, mate, how you going? Give him the fucking firm shake. Instantly, he's like, all right, if my daughter's going to be with anyone, an Australian's good because he doesn't know too much about Australia. He's thinking they've got big
He knows
spiders.
how to make a knife.
Yeah, sharks, crocodiles, big spiders. So he's probably like already at ease. And then I can the whole night I can be like, hey, I got the scar from a fucking emu war back in 19 or that. I fought a shark to get this off a baby in a burning building, whatever. And they fucking love me. And then I ride the jet skis.
You have a wild imagination. I love it. What's her name?
I'll never let it die. Her name is Clara.
Clara, like.
Clara.
What's the only Clara I know is fucking Back to the Future 3.
Yeah.
From the 1800s. Clara!
Clara, her last name's like, what's like a fucking fully American name? She's got brothers, 3 brothers, Hunter, Topher, and fucking Chad.
Like they're all Gen Z.
Yeah, harder.
All Gen Z siblings.
And the mum's just like super submissive because the dad's just like, ooh, you know? And they got
dad,
2.
What is the dad? A general?
Probably, yeah.
In the army?
Yeah. So they don't call him, the sons call him sir.
He's basically royalty
and
then.
They call him colonel. I'm like, g'day, colonel. He's like, call me John. John, Cofield. Yeah, her name's Clara.
Clara Cofield?
Clara Cofield, dude.
Cofield?
Hottest ass you've ever seen. Sandy blonde hair, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Go Gators, right? Florida Gators. Come on.
You're going to have to switch for that.
Switch what?
You're going to have to support American sports teams.
I love baseball.
Do you?
I'm a Miami Dolphins fan anyways. I don't watch NFL, but I love the Miami Dolphins. Fucking Dan Marino.
Marino.
It's like Ace Ventura. Dude, it's because of Ace Ventura. That was the first, my first like, oh, gridiron NFL. And I was just like, fuck yeah, Little Giants and shit. And I was
Do you actually follow sports?
I follow UFC when there's good fighters. When there's good bouts in boxing, I'll watch it. When there's an Aussie,
That was just on, right? Here.
yeah,
UFC.
yeah. When Adesanya fought fucking that was a shit fight, dude. If an Aussie's fighting in boxing, I'll watch that. Otherwise, the only sports, if the Rugby World Cup, like rugby union's on, I'll back Australia.
Isn't that on soon as well?
It's on at the moment, yeah.
Yeah.
My roommate's Scottish, so he watched Scotland lose to fucking the Springboks and shit. But anyways, I'm up and down, right? I prefer to play sport than watch it, but one sport, my favorite sport of all time that I absolutely love, and a lot of people don't understand, especially Australians, because they watch it and go, this is the boringest thing ever. But I think if you like cricket, then surely you can appreciate baseball.
Baseball.
Love baseball. MLB. Originally, I used to be a Seattle Mariners fan. Ken Griffey Jr. And then, I could watch baseball for hours, dude.
Really?
I love it. I grew up watching baseball movies, so then, and then I started to watch
Basketball.
Once basketball.
Of course we graduated cock beer.
Beer, yeah. Brittany Koza's house. I really want to fuck her. Hi, Brittany. But when I went to America, I was gonna see a couple of games. It was like San Diego Padres or San Francisco Giants. I never went. Did LA Dodgers? Never went. And then at the tail end of that trip, when I went to Canada, there wasn't a lot of doing Toronto. I think all the hype, because here we go. It is a fun.
I went to a baseball game in Toronto.
Blue Jay. Oh, nice. Oh, we'll get to that in a second. So when I said earlier that the problem was that the people I was with just wanted to go hiking and I just wanted to fuck around. Toronto was our last stop of the trip. And they were all hiked out and they didn't want to go to bars and fuck around. We did, and they were happy. They weren't super reluctant to do it. But I was like, well, all right, if you guys don't want to get fucked up and shit, let's at least do something fun. So we went to a couple of baseball games. So we saw the Blue Jays play the Orioles. Baltimore Orioles, and then we watched the Blue Jays play the Texas Rangers. And I thought, well, even though I'm a Seattle Mariners fan, I haven't been to Seattle, but I've been to Toronto and I've seen the Blue Jays play. And dude, it was sick. This is the fucking sick thing about live sports, especially Americanized live sports like baseball. You watch baseball on TV and you're like, here's Johnson coming up the pitch. Oops, strike one. It kind of seems boring, right? But when you're there, it's like, dun, 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 dun. Johnson's coming up to hitch. And everyone's like, oh, fuck. Yeah, he bat. Oh, he missed. Oh, fuck. And it's constantly stimulus. And it's so good, dude. And I bought a jersey. I've still got it. Erasmus, this the batter. And I was wearing it at the time. I was like, oh, I'm wearing. And he came out to bat and it was like, bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm wearing this Rasmus thing, and he like came over and he like pit and he like smacked this fucking dinger, dude. And he practically won the game. And I stood up and I was like, hell yeah, Rasmus, baby. I was acting like I fucking knew the guy. I'm getting to this. This is great. And I turned around to randoms and I was like high-fiving randoms and shit. And I was like, Toronto's all right. Maybe I'll go for the Blue Jays, you know? Anyways, that fucking night, I'm with the two homies, right? We're walking around Toronto getting drunk. We went to a strip club. We're fucking around and shit. We go into a random Italian restaurant to fucking take a piss, I think. And that was the cool thing.
Into the restaurant just to take a piss, yeah.
That was the cool thing. It's like...
It's a way to do it.
Yeah. Well, like most places, you can't just go into a place and then go, can I use your restroom? They're like, buy something or get the fuck out. The Subway there was like that. But... we just walked into this place. It was like bougie as. It was like mobsters and shit. And we just like didn't even ask the staff. We just went straight to the toilet. No one batted an eye. I went into the toilet. I'm taking a piss at the urinal. The other two went into the toilets because there was only one urinal basin and then 3 toilets. They get out. They're washing their hands. All 3 of us are washing our hands. The third urinal opens. The stall opens, the third toilet.
Cubicle.
It's fucking Rasmus, the baseball player, bro.
No.
I swear on my life.
No.
I knew his face. And he was like this. He was zipping up his pants and he looked up, and all 3 of us looked in the rear. I'm wearing a Rasmus jersey, bro. And he went like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, he's saying, oh, here we go.
And I looked at him, I was like, and I knew, because at this time I was like,
at this time, I knew.
I'm not the kind of person who's going to fucking harass someone. Like, if there was a celebrity I really liked, to be like, look, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm
about to harass you.
I don't have to get a photo with you, but can I shake your hand? I fucking love your work. Or something like that. I'd do that. Yeah. But Erasmus, I was like, I don't know the guy. He looked like he just wanted to have a nice Italian meal. So I was just like, we like made eye contact. All 3 of us were looking at him. And then we just went, oh, fuck. And then just... come on, guys, and walked out. He must have been like, I could have turned around and been like, can I shake your hand? You just took a shit. But yeah, dude, the look in his face was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, no.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the story.
That's epic, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Sports ball, eh?
Yeah. I wish I had traveled more so I had more cool travel stories. So good.
I don't follow any sports. That's why I asked you whether you follow sports.
I mean, if you ask me about a sport, I'm likely to know it.
I know tennis well.
Oh, yeah, you do like tennis, yeah.
Yeah.
What else?
I watched a lot of tennis, but...
anything else?
No, not really. I'll watch the State of Origin and that's about it. And
yeah, State of Origin's the only time I really feel close to League. I used to like League when I was younger, but now I hate it, dude.
You hate it?
I don't hate it, sorry. I don't hate it. I just find it... I've lost touch with the players. I'm like, oh, fuck, he plays for that team now. And like, they've changed the rules. Like, it's a lot softer on hits and like...
I find that's what's easy and comforting about tennis, because like the players that are good, they stick around for a while and then you can be like, oh yeah, I know him. Yeah. And then slowly some new players will come up and it's very easy to learn their names because it's one person. Whereas I feel like with team sports, you got to know like all the people on the team to be like involved.
Yeah.
And I've just never done that. I've just never been involved enough. I remember watching like soccer because we're German, and I remember watching Germany lose to Italy in 2004, I think, in the World Cup.
We lost the same.
Yeah.
I think Italy wiped us out. Yeah.
But that was the final, sorry. That was the grand final of the World Cup. And that was a real controversial one, like everyone was raving on about.
Italy fucked
The-
us too in like 2008 or something.
Yeah, I remember. And then I was like, it's just like Germany.
They took a dive, yeah.
Just like Germany.
Yep. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Nah, every time people talk about sports at work, I'm like, yeah, sports ball.
Dude, sports is like I fucking love playing sport, bro. And like I like
playing tennis.
I don't like
I've never got into team sports. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a team player.
yeah, I don't know. I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm too competitive for team sports.
I'm yeah, when I used to play sport, I used to get so competitive that I get really good. And then I felt bad for being too good. So then I used to pretend to be shit. And then I think I
I'd be
lost.
too good at sports.
No, yeah, I was, dude. I was really good at sports. Like I was just ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and ran and run and run and jump and jump and jump and
I would
move
do
and
like
move and-
athletics.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd
yeah,
always do the athletics days at
Mm.
school
I hated
or
those, dude.
swimming.
Yep.
But I wasn't a swimmer, but I would always do really well in just the breaststroke races. I'd be like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just enter it because I can fucking swim quick.
Yep. I never went to any of the high school ones because like I remember like early primary school, everyone went to sports carnivals. I was sick, and towards the end, everyone stopped caring. Everyone was trying to be too cool. And then I knew in high school it was going to be worse. And I was like, a part of me was just like, if you guys are going to, if everyone took it really seriously, I'd be like, fuck, it's nerve wracking,
Yeah.
but I want to do it. Like, I want to challenge myself. But everyone was always like, people would fuck around and not do it. So I never went to a single sports carnival in high school. I stayed home and fucking watched TV.
How about school sports carnival, the teams?
Jagara.
What was this was primary school.
I
was
remember
like,
Jagara's red.
I was yellow. What were they? Calcadoon or something.
Calcadoon. Oh my God. Yeah.
And then you all had the
red.
dumb chants.
Yeah.
Did you send me that meme?
Jagara,
like the
Jagara,
video the other
red,
day?
Red. We can jump a piece of bread or something like that.
Some shit like
Dude,
that.
what were they?
Extra, read all about it.
Jagara's gonna win, and there's no doubt. I was like,
Oh,
yeah, dude.
God.
Jagara, Calcadoon. What were the others
I have
too?
no
Because they had
idea.
really exotic
What
names.
were you in?
I was red.
Red.
And then I think when I got
Didn't
to
Reds always win
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
somehow?
When I got to primary,
And it was literally
High
just
school?
based on your last name, right?
Yeah,
they
yeah,
just
so it's
they
like-
just got the fucking school roll and we're just like,
C's,
All right.
E's.
all right, yeah, let's just split that up in half and then half again. This is your
Yeah.
fucking teams.
Yeah. I think I think it was a big thing for me. So like I was red in primary school, and then when I got to high school, before like maybe a month leading up to sports day, they were like, all right, you guys are in these colors. And I remember being blue or green. And I was like,
Blue.
oh no, I think I was
Malula?
Malula.
Was there one that was called Malula?
Yes! I think
What
I was
the fuck?
Malula. It was the blue one. What color was I? I think I was fucking in high school. I think I was blue. And I remember being like, fuck, that's not Jagara. Fuck this.
Jagara.
Dude, Jagara, Calcadoon, Malula, and
I don't know what the green,
one was
called.
like leprosy or something, lemosius or something.
Oh,
yeah.
something.
Dude, that's
That
crazy.
was wild. That's like fucking some Harry Potter shit. 3 points for Gryffindor.
I am so impressed that you remembered those other two. Calcadoon is just like instant lightning bolt to my head. I was like, I remember now. Malula.
Mhm.
All I remembered was Jagara. So that's
Jagara.
crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna.
Dude, Harry.
Yeah.
I had this thought about Harry Potter. Speaking of Harry Potter, did we already discuss this once? Where I said like, imagine people that never read the Harry Potter books. Have I said this to you?
No.
So like, I thought about this the other day because I read the Harry Potter books and then the movies came out and I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. But like, there's plenty of people out there that have never read the Harry Potter books. So when those movies came out, that was a brand new story for them. Like they would have seen these commercials for this wizard movie, Harry Potter. They'd probably heard the name before, but they'd be like, what the hell is this? And then they would just learn the characters just from the movie. I was like, that was so wild to me because to me, it's like Lord of the Rings. Like I only know Lord of the Rings from watching that very one movie now because I've only watched the first one.
Yeah.
But like people would have read those books and they would have been like, there's movies coming out now. And it would have been real crazy for them to see the book, like the movies after having read the books and knowing all the in-depths of all the characters.
Yeah.
Whereas there was people that just don't even know Harry Potter, which
Dude, that was
just
me.
blew my mind.
That was me.
That was you. You never read them, right?
Nah.
Did you know of Harry Potter before the movies?
Negative. I knew about
Holy shit!
Lord of the Rings.
I have a
though.
live.
Yeah.
I've got a live one.
Yeah. Dude, you've got me. Yeah, I was like, oh, who's this fucking nerd? I'm like that with
So how did you first hear about Harry Potter?
so obviously Lord of the Rings came out, and then Harry Potter came out at the same time, and I remember being like,
The movies, right?
yeah, and I remember being, but I'd already read
It was
The
around the
Hobbit.
same time because
Each year they'd come out, and then Harry Potter kept going. Lord of the Rings was done, right? It was 3 years together. It was like they'd come out within a month or two of each other, and it was
remember.
huge, dude. It'd be like you go to the cinema and watch Lord of the Rings 1, 2, and 3. Like you go watch one, and then like a couple months later, or like a couple weeks later, Harry Potter's going to come out. So you had 2 fantasy things to watch. It was always sick, but Harry Potter always played second fiddle to Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings was the fucking macho.
Really?
For me, yeah. Well,
Yeah, because
my dad read The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings when he was a young kid, so it was huge for him.
You didn't
So
read either though.
I read The Hobbit,
Oh.
so I never read the Lord of the Rings. And
So
then,
we're the opposite. Because I thought the same. I was like, oh, what's this Lord of the Rings trying to be like Harry Potter? And you would have been
Nah.
like, what's this fucking Harry Potter idiot
I always
trying to be like
found
Lord of the Rings fantasy?
I treated it like so you never watched The Simpsons or Futurama?
No.
I treated Futurama like what it was. I treated Harry Potter like Futurama. So Simpsons for me was Lord of the Rings. It was the be all end all.
Mm.
And then Futurama would be on, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah,
It's like a little
it's like the
rip-off,
Simpsons,
cheap
but
version.
yeah."
Yeah.
I always thought Harry Potter was like it was interesting and I liked it, but it was always gimmicky to me. Lord of the Rings was this breathtaking, crazy emotion, and then it was just like, "Oh, that was heartfelt and crazy. Let's watch Harry Potter for like dumb entertainment."
Yeah.
As I'm older now, I'm like Harry Potter actually had a lot of value and it was cool,
Yeah,
but
it's quite in depth.
still
But
not Lord
the
of the
books,
Rings.
yeah.
But
And
that's the thing for
it's
like
not as epic of a story as Lord of the Rings.
nah, no way.
But
But
like
it-
Lord of
it-
the Rings is a
that's
simpler
that-
story as well. They're just like, let's take this one ring and we just got to travel through a lot of shit.
I think that's very subjective. Some people may find Harry Potter a lot more in depth because Harry Potter had a lot of um social shit. Like it was like an orphaned child, didn't know how to grow up in the world. His parents.
Harry Potter has a lot more in-depth characters that like different moving parts. Whereas I feel like Lord of the Rings is like a more linear storyline,
Absolutely.
but it still has more epic things going on.
It's got a lot of history behind
Yeah.
it. Yeah, there was a lot of implications for each character to do something, and to find something, and to speak to some person. It's like echoes throughout the Silmarillion, which
Mm.
is the huge omnibus book that was basically like the index for the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit book. But I'm like that with the 40K books, like Warhammer and shit, the books
Mm.
that I read from Black Library. If and when they do decide to do a series, like I know Henry Cavill's trying to work
Oh,
something out on
yeah.
Amazon, bro, it's like,
I'd watch that shit.
oh, I know you would,
And I know
but dude,
nothing about it apart from what you've told me.
Oh, and it's gonna fucking rustle my feathers if you.
Oh yeah,
if
it's
they
gonna
fuck it
tear
up.
shit up.
Oh, bro, like I will say this though. I will say this with the utmost certainty. If I ever, on the day that I go into the cinema and they've actually made a Warhammer film and it has the intro, this is
Yeah.
the 41st millennium. In the darkness of the grim dark future, there is only war. I'm gonna just bawl my eyes out, dude. I'm gonna be so happy.
You are gonna be in
Like-
nerd heaven.
Yeah, I'm going to cry like a.
Oh man,
I'm gonna cry so hard.
that's
like,
so exciting for you.
yeah. Like I'm
Dude,
just gonna be so played. But One Piece. So I've watched the One Piece anime. I'm going back and watching it again, and they've made a live action on Netflix. You might have seen it. One Piece. It's like a pirate anime cartoon. But watching that, I'm not as closely invested into One Piece as some people are, like huge anime fans. But they have cut out a lot of things in it, and they've cut out a lot of characters. They've done a really good job. It's a really good live action adaptation of a cartoon, but there's a lot of things missing from it. And it's only slightly irked me. Just like, oh, fuck, they cut that out. Oh, whatever. But for them, I wonder how pissed these people are.
so if that happens for 40K, you mean that would be?
Oh.
But
No.
hopefully,
Mm.
Cavill's got enough power in the making of this to try and
Well, here's the thing, right?
because he's a super nerd about it, right?
Absolutely.
Cavill's just trying to get in on everything though. I saw a thing the other day.
I think he's got noble pursuits. So I don't think
he loves
he's
the
money
gaming
hungry.
world.
I think he's just trying to do right by who deserves the spotlight. I don't think Henry Cavill's like, I can make money here and here. Nah.
No, not at all. I'm just trying to say he's trying to do all the cool nerdy gaming shit. I
Oh, for
saw an
sure.
article the other day.
Red
that's
Dead Redemption.
Yes,
I saw that picture. It looks
that
so
would be
good.
sick,
Dude, Henry would kill
Make it.
Fuck
Make a
yeah.
Red Dead Redemption movie. I'd be down with that so hard.
From what I've heard though, Henry Cavill is a huge Witcher fan. Like he played The Witcher on PC, he loves it. And he's read all the books, he knows all the lore. And when the studio were trying to alter some of the stuff, he said, people, women, whatever, fellas, people, women. I don't know who's directing it, male or female, but he said, let's keep this on the fucking script. Let's keep it to the lore. And they were like, no, we're gonna add this and this, and this is what I've heard, but I'm pretty sure it's legit. And he was like, no, fuck you.
You want me to act this?
Or I'm bailing. And they said, fine, go. So, and he said not long after that, when it confirmed that he left The Witcher, he put a post out on his thing saying, hello everyone, Warhammer community. I want to make this show. I'm going to be executive producer for this with Amazon for this Warhammer show, and I'm making sure that they're going to give me all the creative reign to make sure that it is very, very
spot on to the story and the lore.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So
what is
the story?
What is the story of The Witcher? I don't know. Did that end?
I don't know either.
Like he bailed, or
he
did they
three,
finish it?
He did 3 seasons, and then the 3rd season was the last one, and then they made like an offshoot with a new crew, and that was all I know.
So it did fizzle after he
nothing but a fizzle. Yeah,
fizzled.
But
pretty sure David loves Witcher too.
Nice. The cool thing about Warhammer, well, not cool for Henry, and it kind of makes me anxious as well, because I have no doubt at some point in time I'm going to be in some kind of production. It's how confident I am in myself, and a guy can dream, right? But he says
just DM Henry Cavill every day. Just be like, when Warhammer gets produced, I'm in, dog.
They say, he says, people say to him, what kind of character do you want to play? Because Warhammer is huge. And he says, I'm kind of scared, because if I play this one guy that everyone wants him to play, which is a character called Eisenhorn. Eisenhorn's like a space cop, basically. He's an inquisitor. He says, if I play Eisenhorn, I can't play a Primarch or one of these characters later on. I'm like, not really, Henry. Like, you can play anyone.
Come on, man. You can be both.
Yeah, but it's true. Like when I think about the Avengers, right? Imagine they complete the Avengers Endgame, Infinity War. They do all that stuff, and then they've made these new TV series and movies with Spider-Man and stuff, and you just get into it then. So you miss,
or like you're really into the whole Avengers story, and then you're like, let's make a show, and then they're like, who are you gonna play?
And you get
out of the Avengers, and then you'd be like, fuck.
You get a fucking non-superhero character, right? And then like maybe 3 years down the track, they're like, oh my God, you could have played fucking Mr. Stretchy or whatever. And you're like, I ended up playing fucking Dick Squeeze. Or like at the same time, you missed out on working with Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and stuff. So it's frightening, dude. Because you could make one movie and everyone's like, oh, he made a Warhammer film. His character was great. And then...
Do you think this is going to be... Is he making a film, or are they trying to make it a series?
It'll be a series.
And there's also word about a Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
So they can put more of the detail in that they had to chop for the movies.
Bro, they've made a Godzilla series. Have you seen that?
What?
You like the Godzilla films, eh? Who the fuck doesn't?
I mean, yeah, but they're like just a repeat of the same small story. The reason they should make a series of Harry Potter is because they can make each book into a season, and then they don't have to shorten it. Like they got hours and hours of filming content then.
Monarch, Legacy of Monsters. I've seen the trailer for it, dude. It's actually like...
Looks cool.
They've actually got legit fucking... Like G-Zilla's cruising, bro.
G-Zilla.
G-Zilla. And it's got Kurt Russell in it.
G-Dog-Zilla.
So yeah, but I'm so excited for that.
I'm G'd up for it.
Yeah.
I don't even know anything about the old 40K.
I think that's good, because I've tried to, like, again, like if you, let's say Harry Potter had there was no movies made from Harry Potter, and you had read all the books, and you said, "Joel, you got to read this."
And I
And
was trying to like get you into it, and you'd be
like
like, "What
I've
the fuck,
like
man?"
I've tried to explain 40K to you and show you shit, and I'm sure you were humoring me because you were dead set interested, but I couldn't pierce it because you were probably like, "This is too much. It's nerdy. It's not my thing." I'd
I feel
probably
like
be the
it's
same.
very different
Yeah.
level to Harry Potter, though.
Oh, dude, it's grim, dude. Harry Potter wouldn't last 2 hours in that world. Like it's like,
Yeah.
dude, like what you like about Rick and Morty, the existential shit, like it's like to the point that makes you think. And it also like some episodes will make you kind of depressed because you're like, that is our reality, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
kind of fucked. That's 40K on steroids.
But with like real life dark shit.
Real
Yeah.
dark shit like religion, slavery,
Yeah.
famine, prejudice, war, um, corruption.
It's all there.
It's all there,
It's all
dude, and
there.
it's fucking amped up to 11A. It's
Let's hope he
so
fucking
good.
kills it.
Yeah.
The old Cavill.
Cost.
To the 40Ks.
Thanks for listening, everyone. I hope you have a lovely, whatever Friday, and take it sleazy.